Okay, let's try and get through all this as quickly as I can. Here's the deck, and I'm really happy with this color. This is again that wooden deck tan. I just added a little bit of red brown in it. Hold on, I see something. There we go. Big old fingerprint there, don't want that. So yeah, I like this. I think it's a great color. It's quite deep, but it's not, I feel it's not that dominant of a brown. So again, I'm quite pleased with this. So what I'm going to do, what I've done, and this took me forever to do, is I used my compass and I measured out the width of each one of the planks, and I made all these lines, and then I cut them down this way here, so I know how long I want to have them. And I want to have them actually fairly long because it's such a small scale. It's not going to be correct to scale. These would be very, very tiny if it was 700 scale, obviously. But it's enough that you see it and you appreciate it with your sight, that you don't need to look at it really close. That's kind of the goal that I'm going for. So all we need to do is carefully lift these up and just put it down. Actually, I need to get really close on this one. Sheesh. Sorry. That one layer of paint actually kind of covered up the lines that were on here pretty well. So there, we've got one. And my goal with this is to put down maybe about 3 of these rows that I've got. And they're just cut off into 1/2 centimeter sections. They're not that big. And actually, I don't even know what that is. They're only that big. Anyways, I'm just going to put them down all over the deck. I don't quite care where. I'd kind of like to put some, like, you know, kind of half behind this and hiding out in a few places. But my point is, what I'm going to be doing with this is to not have it be that dominant. So you're not going to see a whole bunch of these little yellow stripes, because the main color I want to have is the wooden deck tan, but I want to have some subtle shades with these in there. So you can go ahead, and this is just what I'm going to do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I want that color to be there. I want the lighter colors to be there, and then I want the natural color to be there. What that's going to do with your eye is it's going to pick out all these little different shades in there while still maintaining that big color that you have over the whole thing. It's going to make a lot more sense once I get there and once I get it built, or sorry, finally painted. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, tape this up, because this is going to take me a very long time to do. I'm thinking about an hour before I'm done. And then I'm going to airbrush. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm going to go airbrush that lighter color. I think I'm going to try adding deck tan. Maybe a little bit of white in there as well if I have deck tan. I don't remember if I used it all up. This actually might be it right here. Buff. I've got 2 buff paints. I don't know why. Anyways, I always seem to have 2 of those. So yeah, like I said, this is going to take me a very long time to do. And I'm actually really looking forward to seeing it when it's all done like that. It's going to look pretty cool, I think. But yeah, I'm going to go here and get to work. Alright guys, this is the final coat of wooden deck tan. I apologize if I forgot to do the previous color to talk about that one. But that was deck tan with the wooden deck tan added in there. And actually, I don't know. I am happy, and at the same time, it didn't quite turn out how I expected it. You can see it's very, very light. Let me just use this piece here. You can see the very, very light areas, and then you can see those nice dark areas, and I think they look pretty good. Especially, it is a bit of a nice contrast when you're looking at it from a distance, and you can see these areas of the deck in different colors. But I don't know. It just didn't quite turn out as well as I planned. I think I know what my problem was. And this is gonna be a lesson learned for when I get to the other ones. I think I added too much color. I think I added too much dark, and I think that's the problem. I think I shouldn't have used deck tan. I think I should have used wooden deck tan, because these lighter shades, they don't quite pop out like I was hoping. But again, it's not bad. I'm not going to be too upset and fuss over it anymore, because I actually showed it to my brother. I sent him a picture, and he actually really liked it. So I'm quite happy about that. So, and it looks pretty awesome with this sitting on top of there. So next, we're going to take this off. And this, we're going to gloss coat it. At least I am. If you're following along, then you can too. Let me just clean up here one quick second. This needs to go up here. So I'm going to use just regular Future straight out of this container. And we're going to just add a gloss coat on here. And I'm going to leave it for a few days. I might do 2 layers. Figure that out when I get to it. But we're just gonna nicely paint this stuff on. I like to use a big wide brush for this. And yeah, I actually just clean it in water. I know some people clean theirs in other materials, but for me, water works just fine. So what this is going to do is, especially since I said I'm going to leave it for a few days, there's a hair stuck there. Yeah, we're going to leave it for, well, I'm going to leave it for maybe 3-4 days before I pick it up and start working on it again. And that'll be, part of that'll be adding on all the that big back deck plate. Here, this piece. So that needs to go there, if you recall. And I think that's gonna take me a little while to get it down, because it is curved, and I want to get the edges as nice and straight as I can. So I'm a bit worried about that, but I think if I just be patient with it, which is difficult when you're working with super glue, I think I'll be able to get it. After that's down, I will mask the entire deck. And that will take me quite a while to do. But it'll be worth it. And that's partially why I'm adding in this coat of Future, is to protect the paint. That's why I'm going to leave it for a few days to really, really sink in there and bake and dry hard, and that way I won't have to worry about it, hopefully. I'm not expecting any problems, because Tamiya paint is pretty good. So I also went ahead and assembled the guns, and I forgot to mention this, but in the instructions, which are vague, very, very vague at best, they mention in there a couple times a sprue D. And you don't get a sprue D, so I don't know what that is, but it's missing quite a bit of detail to put things, and it doesn't tell you where everything goes. And like I mentioned before, I've tried figuring out who the company is. It's like LMX. I've never heard of them, and I tried finding out who they were and anything. I couldn't find a thing on them. So I'm going to have quite a bit of extra photo etch parts. But I'm going to add some of that extra stuff that I have. I'm going to throw it onto the gun turrets, because there's very little to no detail on those things, unfortunately, which is a little odd. That out of everything in the instructions, they forgot to do anything about the guns. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. But yeah, here they are. Not much to them. As you can see, like, there's these little ladders, and those would probably be etched. I don't know if that's on sprue D or something. But there's also railing that go on top of them. And I'd like to try and add that. You do get a railing sprue, or fret. So this is 700 scale railing. I'd like to try and add these on there. I don't know how well it'll work. I'll give it a bash. But I should have more than enough railing for the ship, and then whatever's left over, that will go onto the turrets and other areas that I can safely add it. So I'll figure all that out later, and yeah, I'll be back in a couple days after I mask this off. Okay, I wanted to film this earlier, but I was on the phone and didn't get off till just a little while ago, which was actually kind of nice because as I was talking, I did a lot of work. So as you can see here on the back, I got the brass deck placed on here, and I had originally recorded it, but it ended up it was too much work and too much fuss, and I glued my fingers together quite a few times. There's all the little holes in here for the railing to go in, and I would press on it and the glue would and I'd get stuck on my fingers. What was interesting though is, you remember how curved it was? Like all these metal pieces, they're quite curved. Why isn't my camera focusing? There you go. Okay. They're quite rounded for some reason. I don't know. I really don't know why. If they're punched out that way. I don't know how etched metal is made up. I should go look that up because it's been on my mind. But when I cut it out, it actually bended way more. It almost the tips almost hit each other. It was very funny. In a way, it wasn't entirely humorous because I had to glue this part down here first. So I glued the front down, positioned it. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. And these ones in here, these little grates, they go in there, and they look really good. I was tempted to just leave the ones that were on the kit because they were just solid, but I'm much happier with these. I got to admit, and I got to put some on the bottom as well. But anyways, so I got this in here, got in position, glued it all down, stuck it down. It didn't take long to settle, thankfully, and then I basically just applied glue all over the back, put it down, clamped it down, and I have one air pocket I'm not happy about. So I thought I got rid of them all, but I think that'll be okay because I'm not going to fiddle around with it and accidentally, break it or something, have it pop out. And so yeah, then I've been just doing the deck as far as taping up everything, and it's a slow process to say the least, but it's something I really want to be thorough about. So I'm using a lot of these extra little bits that I made here from the deck. These are the excess ones that I didn't use, and yeah, just placing them all in here, and then just using tape. Like, I'll just grab my tape like so. And where are my tweezers? Here, I'll use these ones. And simply, oops. Oh, come on. There we go. Simply just place it down like that. And again, yeah, that takes a long time to do, but of course it's worthwhile in the end. So what I've done here, I went and did the outside edge, and now I'm working on everything on the inside. I just have to do this, and for that I'm gonna try using this. I haven't actually looked at it to see if I have anything of the right size. I probably do. Well, that one looks like it fits pretty good. Maybe this one is a little bit bigger. No, it's a little too big. I think this one will work. And so for the circles, all I'm gonna do is just put down tape onto the glass. And I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'll show you. Why not? So I'll flip this around. So I have this here. And let me just measure again which one I wanted to use. Oh, that one, right? Yeah, that one. Okay, let me see how this will fit on here. Pretty good, actually. That one will work fairly well. Okay. So we're just going to make about half a circle Could do a little bit more if I want. I probably will do a little bit more. It's an oval. And these bumps are nice. Okay. Okay. Oh, great. Oh well. Fix that later. Yeah, that didn't exactly work out as nicely as I planned on that one. I'm going to cut that off. And now, we're just going to cut sections out. So I think 2 sections will do me fairly well here. And, oh, no, I do want this one. They're too big. Yeah, they are too big. That's better. So much stuff in the way. So now we'll just... And actually, perfect. I can pull it just a little bit around. There. Awesome. So there. Got that done. Of course, I'm going to go do the rest. I'm going to do all the others. But it's just... What's difficult about doing this, in particular, is it's basically very, very tiny pieces of tape that I'm dealing with. And yes, there are masks that you can buy for decks, and yes, they're expensive, and yes, I could have bought one, and yes, that's looking like a good idea right now, but actually I'm enjoying this. I am. It's slow, but it's not killing me. It's probably killing you because this has gone on for 7 minutes of me shattering my build here with my awkward pauses. So, enough shattering. I'm going to go finish doing this, and again, it's going to take me a while to do. And when I get there, I'll figure out what I'm going to do next. I'm not sure if I'm going to start building stuff. I still haven't decided that yet. But, like I said, I'll figure that out when I get there. Okay. First thing I want to make mention, if you're hearing a whining noise in the background, it's just Ginger. She's upset because there are people here, and she's not always on her best behavior, so she gets to stay with me. Right, Ginger? Ginger, why can't you be nice? Come here. I know. Come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. It's okay. It's okay. She doesn't believe me. She doesn't believe me. Yeah, so she just won't be the best. So if she's whining, just ignore her. Yeah, you can see I got everything taped up. Looks pretty good, eh? I'm quite happy with this. Didn't take quite as long as I had imagined. I really thought this would take me longer, but I started the tracks on the back. You can barely see them. Actually, maybe you can see them better on the camera than I can actually see them with my own eyes. They are not fun. They don't fit. They fell over constantly, even though there's a pin. Like, you put a pin on one side, and then the pin on the other side doesn't fit. There should have been way more in the middle. And I've made the decision that they're not even straight. That's the worst part. I could not get them to be straight. Like, I would glue them, I'd grab on one side, pull on the other side, and it just... It took forever. It didn't work. I'm not happy with them. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm either going to leave them, maybe try and adjust them a little bit more, or I'm going to just use brass wire. I'm just going to get some really thin brass wire and glue that on instead, because that'll look good. Not too worried about it right now. So that's basically where I'm at right now, is trying to figure this out. I actually just got back from town, and I want to show you guys, this is cool. Lego Disney minifigs. Now I have the Buzz Lightyear and Mr. Incredible. I just grabbed 2 one day, and those were the 2 in there. But the one I really want is Stitch. I'm not a huge fan of Disney movies, but Lilo and Stitch is my all-time favorite Disney film, and he's one of my favorite characters because my first boxer, Kia, she was a rescue dog. Actually, all of them are. And she was basically Stitch. I'm not kidding. Down to talking, grunting, and being quite vicious, and then at the same time loving. There he is. So I always have a soft spot for Stitch, and I'm so happy. Oh, cool. There he is. Aww. Oh, he's got little legs. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Oh, he's got this great detail on his back. Oh man, this is cool. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, this is more of an update of some stuff that I've done. I haven't recorded anything. I've been taking pictures though, so hopefully I'll have a nice build log as you know, you go to the website and stuff like that. But anyways, what I did here is I pulled out all the railing, because you remember I didn't like them. They weren't very nice, and they're hard to control because it's such soft brass. I was in Lethbridge today with my brother. He had an order came in, and I wanted to get some stuff. And I went to Michael's. Now, usually I don't like Michael's because I find them to be quite overpriced. And there's people out there who will say, "Oh, you just need to go to Michael's and you need to sign up and get coupons." And no thanks. I just want them to be fair price, which they're not anyways. But anyways, I bought this wire. This was the smallest stuff that they had. It is 0.30 millimeters. And yeah, it was very expensive. This was $11. I'm not too proud of myself, to be honest. But it's on here. I'm going to put it on here, I should say. It's a bit thicker than what I'd like, to be honest. I was hoping to have something smaller than the rails here. But I think it'll look okay once it's on there. It's probably just me fussing over it like I usually do. I think it'll be okay. We'll see. I'll probably leave it on if it works anyway, so I'll just be happy that it's on there. So I got all that. I'm gonna go work on that in a moment here. This came in the mail yesterday. I haven't listened to it yet. This is Alan Parsons' Ammonia Avenue. So this is the second to last album that I need, and I have them all. I'll have all their albums, except for Sicilian Defense, which comes with the collector's edition, when you buy like all of them in a set. But I listened to it on YouTube, and I actually didn't like it as much. Actually, one song hurt my ears. It hurt my head after a little while. It was weird. So yeah, I'm going to go listen to that, and I'm going to work on this till I can't anymore, and then I'll do something else. But to talk about some other stuff that I've been doing here. Like I said, I haven't been recording this. This is going to be a very difficult video to do anything with because it's so small. You can see here I put on the antenna masts all there. There's a little bit of etched parts in here. They're very, very tiny little things to put in there, and they fit very nicely. Folded them up. It was not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. They're not quite straight, but oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. 35th. When I do the 350 scale, I'll worry about it a lot more. But for this one, I'm just trying to get it as best I can, which is really what I can do, because this brass stuff is just, it's not the nicest stuff. It's nice to have it, but it's hard to control it. It's just kind of flimsy stuff. Anyways, there's also a circular platform here at the back. There's a little light on top of there, a searchlight that they put on there, spotlight. This is one piece that I really wanted, and I'm really glad I was able to find this piece because, again, you remember I mentioned that a lot of the parts in the instructions are not identified. I wanted this bridge here. And it goes in between these two sights or rangefinders here, and there it is. It was actually in the kit the entire time. So it's that one right there. It's got that nice little railing on it. I think it looks really sharp. So I'm terribly excited that that's actually in the kit and I've got it on there. So I'm very happy about that. Last thing I'm going to talk about here that I did build. This was the whole reason I bought the etched in the first place, because I wasn't happy with the crane. So here's the crane. And it was a bit difficult to actually put together. The top one, the bottom one was actually surprisingly easy. Yeah, I got it all together. I'm quite happy with it. It's a little off, and I was able to just bend and straighten it out, so I'm quite happy with it. I did cut off the bottom of the actual crane, so I can use the platform there, and just glued the old metal platform on top of there. So I'm really happy with that. I think that looks really good. So I'm just going to put that on here. So it'll sit on there like that. So I'm really happy with this. I think that looks exceptionally awesome. The other ones that I did here are the catapults. They go on here. And here's one. So I think it turned out pretty well. These were nice to fold. They went together really well. This is the actual catapult launcher system, that little part in the back there. And that's where the plane is going to sit. So what I think I'm going to do, I might change my mind when I get, actually down to putting it on. But I think this is going to sit on here kind of like this, away from the ship. Maybe about like that. I'm going to have 3 planes on it. I want to have this one on in the inside here, in that little cubby hole, with the wings folded up, like they're taking it out. I'd like to have one on the catapult, like they're about to launch it, and one on the opposite side, like they're getting it into position. That's my goal. So it's not going to be in a battle state, which I made that decision a long time ago. So I'm going to start with this wire. Hopefully it'll work, as I'm crossing my fingers that it will. And I'll be able to get all these rails done. If not, I'm going to have to do something else, and I don't know what to do if it doesn't work. So yeah, I'll cross my fingers and hopefully I can find something else, or just, yeah, grin and bear it. We'll figure it out when I get there. So that's the plan.